Stealth v SIM2, shall we compare? Old v new, carbon wood age against the titanium, both twist face. We'll look a bit at the tech. I've got full reviews on both. Let's see which one might get me to my 320-yard green that I can't ever get there, which we'll do at the end. So jumping straight in, obviously striking difference. I would say SIM2, I think it's a better looking club. I think it looks nicer. Not to say the Stealth isn't good looking. It absolutely is. So the biggest difference obviously is the colorway. Shaping, not much in it. Maybe a little bit more refined, rounded in the heel area here of the Stealth. So obviously we've got the gray, really carbony top shining through where it's more of the Stealth look on this one. They've both got that kind of rim around the outside, white to just, it's a patent black almost. Red faced in the twist face 60 times carbon, whatever that means, compared to obviously a normal titanium face in this one. And obviously both got the speed pocket on the bottom, weight deep and low back in the looks of it as well. So I think you could argue that Stealth is a slightly better shaping, subject to what you want to see. But I do like the SIM2 more for the looks. Let's see what we get out of these two. Obviously we get the carbony sound and feel off this one, so it is that kind of muted impact sound, which I do like. I wouldn't say it's anything new, even though that's a good one. Even though TaylorMade obviously are saying it's new, it sounds like FT3, it sounds a bit like the Cobras have sounded for a while. It sounds like, I mean, it's close to Wooden Wood, so I remember them sounding. Obviously the red face looks nice. Some people say it looks a bit cheap, which I can understand why they say that. I do wonder if it'll mark up over time as well, but we will find out with that. That would never stop me buying it. I'm not club proud like that, but I know some people are. It feels solid, and these are good numbers coming off from the start here. Let's compare feel sounds up to the SIM2. So I'm going to alternate between the two clubs, try and get a good data set to show you the numbers off. We'll do the game at the end, which is looking, ooh, 320 greens, TaylorMade, you're going to get me there. That was a horrible toey strike. Look how that one dipped out the air. Woohoo! That was a mishit. As much as people want to shout the word MOI when I've tested for it, it's almost impossible to find. Hitting it off that dot generally causes that pretty bad shot. That was spinning just 800 revs. Tech. Definitely looks more bulbous down by the ball. I think the Stealth is more Stealth looking, the colours and the shaping. And obviously, SIM2 is much more of a firmer feel off the face. Like it does feel, because of the sound of it basically, it doesn't feel muted and dull, it feels firmer and strong. Okay, again, little heely sit moving off to the right, no matter what they do to the face. I'm going to get deviations. Let's compare the tech of the two as I carry on collecting some numbers. So let's compare the face. It's 60 time carbon face, so it's got a 40% lighter face, which allows them to increase the MOI, they're saying, in the Stealth. The carbon twist face is 60 times layered, has been strategically designed to optimize energy transfer, where the SIM2, it's a speed injected twist face. Speed injected twist face improves ball speed by calibrating each head to the threshold of legal limits, with correctional face curvature also protecting against heel and toe mishits. So is the new one cheating? I mean, did they just say like crazy stuff knowing that you'll just forget it? SIM2 has the through slot speed pocket, helping low center hits. Stealth 2 has the through slot speed pocket as well. Refined aerodynamics in Stealth, exactly the speed interior generator, lightweight carbon sole enables reconstruction of mass for deeper CG, they're saying, and aerometric inertial generators designed by faster club heads through advanced geometry and aerodynamics are very similar. Forged ring construction in the SIM2, lightweight, high strength aluminium. Forged ring construction is where weight and full carbon sole crown and milled back cup face, creating a confident, inspiring design, where the Stealth is saying that it's got high MOI with lots of weight at the back, and it's obviously got the aerodynamic head. Also, the Stealth has a texture on the face, revolutionary nano texture technology that will help control launch and spin by having better interaction with the face through friction. So you can imagine they're both packed of what we could call TaylorMade tech, should we call it that? And SIM2 here, through my testing of it over the years, is it's always been nearer the top end of speeds. Like, it's always up there. It's not the quickest because they're basically all the same, but when you start looking at the standard deviations, you get the crossovers them all being the same, but this one often is on the quicker side. I don't think you'd see any more distance, but if you're going to boil it down to, you know, wanting to look at data, you would say this one is on the slightly quicker side. Walking out onto a course and finding that, I just don't think you would. SIM2 is a great driver. It feels very, very, very good. I'm not a fan of the twist face look, and this one has a shaved off, like not as crazy toe. Do get a few feeling like funny ones, but that feels great. I don't know if this will feel better or worse for you. I'd like to know, you guys, the girls, let me know in the comments. I do think Sim will appeal to more people because it makes a more overall appealing sound, where this one, because of its carbon ideas, does feel dull, which I think just some people won't like that. And I like it. I think it sounds good. And look at it, it's out there in the pack. I mean, it's doing well. Bit toey. Is it just turning, but every club gets that turn when I strike it up there. And that's a pretty nice one. Colorways I prefer of the Sim. Sound I prefer the Sim, but I like both. Shaping of the Stealth is good, but it's so little in it. So last few with the SIM2. It's a bullet as well, isn't it? Look at that go. Be interesting what the ball speed numbers are like. I do feel like I'm going to get a fraction more ball speed out of Sim, but again, I think they'll overlap. They'll be the same. I think the average with the Sim might be a little higher. If I can get that to repeat over time would be debatable. Oh, look at that. Line ball. One of the longest. I've heard some reports with the Stealth from very reliable sources of mine that they've got quite a few golfers struggling to get it up in the air, which is interesting. That happened before with their product. And surprisingly slow at times as well from certain points on the face. I'm not finding that so much, maybe a little bit, but that's definitely what's been fed back to me from some very reliable sources. Should we look at the numbers? So if we look at the numbers, it's quite funny. Sim2, I mean, they're the same. Ball speed's averaging the same. Launch is the same. Spin's the same. Side angle slightly different. Oh, it's a revolution. I mean, if you look at the two circles, if you've got SIM2, Sim1, I reckon I could go back. We'll do maybe M2 as well if you want me to. Maybe we should do this one as well in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do a comparison with this as well. Where are people saying, anyone saying they're getting more ball speed? Where's it coming from? The ether. The ether of ball speed, or do people have agendas? I don't know. I mean, you couldn't get to more. I mean, you got the Stealth with a slightly higher standard deviation, but it's tiny. It's hundreds of revs, which is nothing. 100 sounds like a big number. It's not in the revs. Bear in mind, that's revs per minute. That's per minute. Two good drivers. Two good drivers. Let's just say if I was buying, if there was good deals to be had on this, because obviously this is superseding, I would never ever buy that. The sound I'm in and out of, I like it. I don't need that. The sound of that is good. That is performing as well as that. Why would you pay the extortionate money for that? That is just good, and I reckon Sim will fall in line with this as well. Let me know what you think. It's just like the marketers have to say crazy stuff to get you questioning the very basic information that people like me try to put out there. And believe me, there's plenty of people clouding that information from lots of sources, which is a real shame to see in this day and age. But the green is out there at 320. In the comments down below, which one might not get me there, but by the least amount, because I've hit this green once, and that was with a low spin, foresight, over exaggeration ball. Right, 320, pushing these clubs as hard as I can push them with my little weak frame. I'm going for these. That is a pretty good hit. That might do it. We haven't, have we? It's left, unfortunately. Needs to get to 310 to get front edge. Yeah, that is close to the front edge. It's a 162 ball. 287 carry. Note to self, when I do the 320 challenge, aim further right. You notice the miss is left more, isn't it? Oh, I just towed it. Oh, it's going to be a low spinner though. 112 club. That's my fastest club today. Yeah, that's 162 ball again. Out of the two, if I had to bet, I feel like SIM2 has got more chance. I really do. I think it edges a fraction more speed. I just think people are being marketed out and getting tricked by stealth. I'm seeing it as medium to slower. Oh, that is not a hit. That is a complete no shot. Incorrect. Just the 258, carry on that one. But what about all the face tech? Oh, people say, but when you miss hit it, it'll be better. How far do you think I'm hitting it? I'm not hitting the center every time, peoples, by a long way. Oh, how is that not drawing? 112 head, that's out there. And I've actually kept it out there, 161 ball. Right, Stealth, can you help me? Come on, Stealth. That's a poor hit. It's 112 head. I got the head moving, but it's dropping way short. That's just a bad hit. And I think what's interesting with these reviews is I say that's a bad hit. That's hitting target. I can make par, I can make bogey, I can make birdie from there. On the course, in the reality of playing, it's a gameable shot. That's a bad hit in the rounds of me trying to align all the stars to get my, in effect, I'm over speed training here. Oh. See, that's what I find confusing with this and SIM2. That was a high toe and I was expecting that to come back and it's just stayed out there. It's 158 ball. I feel the equivalent hit with a Sim, I feel, is better. I certainly see no improvements in across the face hitting with this. I just don't. Obviously that's an anecdote or I'd need to do a bigger study, but the feeling is I just don't. Here we go. Here we go. Stealth me. It's a good carry. Go. Stealth me. Come on. 306, 161 ball. Just one more. That was close. That's an absolute button. Have we? Oh, it's just a fraction left. So even if it does, see, it doesn't, it's just in the group, look. 162 ball. So my joint fastest, but I felt like I absolutely smashed that. So it's really interesting that if we throw that into the mass of data, we're seeing actually a slight drop off in total distance. They're still performing pretty much exactly the same. Let me know what you're seeing. I'm gonna hit one more. I think this one, and obviously, look how much, it's really interesting, isn't it? Look how much my bias, as much as I try to stay as neutral as I can, I feel like I can get more out of this than that. You can see there, statistically I can't. I just feel if both all worlds collide and line up, that is going to give me 1 mile an hour ball speed, extra 2 yards to get me on the front of the green. But it's a feeling. And this is what I think is really interesting when people look at the videos that I do and they see if we do the old compare and stuff, they go, yeah, but that driver was this. There's no winners here. They're all good. They're all good. Do you want to spend more money on a red face driver? Go for it. Do you want to save money and get one that's going to perform as well for most people? Go and test and see, but yeah, go for it. There's no winners. There's only limits. And the big one, emotions that you see playing out in this test. If you look close enough at this test, look at the emotions playing out over the numbers. But let's see, 162 ball speed with the Stealth is my fastest, SIM2. Just one more. Here we go, the worlds have aligned. Oh, run, run, run. It's a 161 ball. It was a little toey, but a lovely shape. Didn't get there. One more. Don't fade. Don't fade. Look at it. Look at the carry on that. 288, 162 ball. Just didn't turn it. 308 total. 320 green's a joke, isn't it? Here we go. One more. It's a bit bottomy. Again, that's going to do all right for a bottomy. Look at it. It's in the pack. It's not going to reach, but that's done. Wow, 160 ball out the bottom. Sorry, if you've got something better to do, I don't mind now if you click on to another video. One more. Don't draw. Too much. Go! 161 ball. Pretty good data set there, and I'm seeing no difference. 8 yards standard deviation on these two, 9 and 10. 1.6 standard deviation equally on both of these two, overlapping, overlapping, overlapping. You couldn't get more of an identical driver. Good data set there. If anything, based on feeling and prior testing of this one, obviously more to do with this one, I just feel like that could squeeze a fraction more out, but it's a feel. They're pretty much the same. It's just this one's new and revolutionary with a funny red face. This one pushed it to its limits, but apparently this one can go beyond the limits that one pushed to. I mean, come on.